Alright, so I'm about to do a dual coil build on my CHIMBUS, and I'm not sure exactly how long this is, but I just did it long enough where I could do 3 folds, or not 3 folds, 2 folds, to make it 3 strands. So when you open it up, it looks like 3 strands. My canthal, 28 gauge, about my finger's length or so, from the top of my knuckle to almost the tip of my finger. So we just take it like this. I have a piece of canthal. Since I'm right-handed, like that, 1, 2. I want to keep it micro, push them as close as possible, and then one more wrap, 3. I don't know, I got pretty good at doing this, so I don't have to use a screw or anything. Try to squeeze them together a little bit. So it looks kind of more like a spring. Bam. There's the first coil. And we just do the same to the other side. You want to see how it looks. Boom. It's not exactly a micro, but close. Close enough to what I wanted. Same to this side. One. Make sure you have some tweezers or something so you can correct your mistakes. Because everyone makes mistakes. Somebody said steak. No, I said mistake. Yeah, you know what movie that is. Again, squeeze them together. Close as possible. Make sure they're not overlapping. Boom. So you look at it. This one's a little bit closer in the middle, but I'll adjust that with the tweezers. They're not too close. Actually, I like them damn near touching. Let me pause this here. And let me just vape up the rest of this juice off this one. Alright, while I'm vaping off the rest of the juice on this one, let's take a look at this. Alright, there we go. Technically it's a 4 wrap, but I usually don't count the first one. I always call it a 3 wrap. Bam. So I'm ready to put this on my mod. But let's just finish this one up. Got the wind blowing. So we can see all the cloud. This is my the last build I did. As you can see, it's still wet. This has lasted me almost 2 weeks on this one. You can see it's starting to turn hella black, so I know I gotta rebuild it. Let me just, all right. So let's do this. Let me make sure it's safety. Safety first, guys. Alright. This part, everyone should know how to put their fucking, like whatever mod they're using, they should know how to take it apart. These aren't the original screws, that's why they're kind of weird to take off. So let me pause real quick again, and let me finish this. Alright, now I just put them in, and I like to keep a little bit on top so I can get the wick extra wet, you know what I'm saying? It'll last longer. Sometimes get too lazy to drip, but so you can see how it's kind of like separating now. Yeah. That's because I was pulling on the wicks while, well, not the wick, I was pulling on the silica while it was in there already. So I can adjust it so it doesn't block the airflow for me. Also, whenever building, always make sure the freaking coils are not touching any of the posts. You don't want to short out or anything like that. You know, safety first. Alright. So time to plug this bad boy back in. Get my screws back in. And we will cut back into that as soon as I get them in. Alright, now the screws are in. And of course I now have to adjust the coils. I like mine to sit vertical actually. For some reason I just like that better. Make them look pretty. Make sure it's not touching any posts. It's not too tight, not too loose. You have some cool. Now you can just pull off the excess that you have across. Just wiggle them a little bit with the tweezer. Just come right off. If they don't come right off, that means you didn't tighten it. Just make sure you don't over tighten your, or you have a spinning post. I learned my lesson. I don't use precision screwdrivers, so that's how I know. Damn it, stupid tweezer. There we go. Little screw always gives me problems because it's a weird fit. Boom. Alright, and make sure they're not touching. So this one's not gonna be a micro coil build, but it's okay. I'm happy either way, as long as it works for me. So let's do a test fire. Boom. Equal. Yeah. Equality is what we strive for. That's just the excess juice that was in the well. Nothing's touching. Yep, nothing's touching. Bam. There we go. That's what we strive for. Alright. So excuse my special horchata juice. If you're watching this, find me on Facebook, Mammatus Clouds, MAMMATUS Clouds. Alright, let it torch it a little bit. There it goes. And then you just cut off the excess. And there you go. So let me cut it off and we'll do a test run. Alright. It's all juiced up, ready to go. So make sure my air holes, I use 764. Make sure it's a little, I made it a little too high, but it'll adjust itself later. Like overuse. That's fine. Alright. Judging by how fast it is, how fast it lit, usually is around 0.5 ohms. I'm not exactly sure since I didn't check it right now, but that's the usual since I'm using 28 gauge candle. I don't put myself in harm's way and freaking not test it out and let it just, I'll let it explode away from my face. So we ain't gotta worry about that, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no worries. Alright, y'all.